Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Ghost in the Shell. And this movie came out in 1995, and it's an anime that I haven't seen before. And before I actually get into this movie, I want to mention just really quickly the only Ghost in the Shell thing I've seen is the 2017 film with Scarlett Johansson, and I was kind of afraid that it was going to be basically the exact same story and to hit the exact same beats, but luckily there are quite a few differences between the two from memory, even though I haven't seen the 2017 film in a long time. And as for my thoughts on the original 95 film, there were a lot of things that I liked. I really enjoyed the animation. It's a very beautiful film to look at, and there's some really interesting ideas that this movie explores, and it's like questioning humanity, like machines, and like have we gone too far? Like, and it also questions like how normalized human beings and machines are, like being as one, because like this is like a world where like you can like replace certain body parts of your own body into machines, and that's just socially acceptable or something. That's just like a normal thing that people do now, is what I understood. And I liked where the story went, and it is a very slow film. Just keep that in mind. Despite being slightly under an hour and a half, it is very slow. It does take its time, and it does give you time to soak in every visual. And I do think the music works well in the film, and it wasn't like inappropriately used at any point from memory. And I liked the action scenes whenever we did get action scenes, and I liked the journey that our characters went through, and it was interesting for me. And I liked the villain of the movie. That stuff was interesting, and I think there are a lot of strong points in the film, and it's very clearly like inspired by like Blade Runner and that world. And I wouldn't say this is a ripoff of Blade Runner, it just reminds me of it, and it's doing its own thing, and because of that I never found it distracting. And I really liked when characters turned invisible in this movie. I thought that was very well done, and it was really cool to watch, and that was one of the highlights for me. And there's a lot of really cool ideas that this movie has in terms of like visuals, and there are like shots that are pretty iconic, and one of them being like our main character just slowly floating up to the surface of like a river or something, and that was really cool to look at. And nothing about this movie was like unintentionally goofy to me, and everything just flowed very naturally. And in terms of issues that I have with it, there were a couple points where I did feel the pacing of the movie, and it kind of dragged a little bit for me at points. And it's also not really a movie that I'm like rushing back to seeing, although I will be seeing this movie again at some point. It's not like something that I feel as though I really desperately need to see again or something like that, if that makes sense. And overall, this movie was really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed everything that I explored, and I like the characters and the story and where it went, and anything that this movie explores is interesting, and it always feels like it's doing its own thing and not ripping off something that I've seen before that is better than this movie. And it's always entertaining for me to watch, and I would definitely recommend that you check this movie out. I think it's great. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Ghost in the Shell, the 1995 version, an 8 out of 10. And it's definitely much better than the 2017 remake or whatever. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Ghost in the Shell, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.